I was like, Jeff, what's this mansion you guys always talk about on Instagram and YouTube? And so he told me a little bit about it, and then he kind of was like, yeah, I gotta go kind of thing. And then I felt like I was like following him around the whole weekend. Like I was like watching him, I was like, should I go talk to him? Like, is he busy right now? And then so I ended up like keeping on like poking him and saying, like, asking him about this mansion thing. And then what did he do again? He sold me on a VIP dinner ticket.
What's going on YouTube? Jeff Wybo here, and I'm here with Mike Nowicki. And Mike, what are they supposed to do?
You know, smash that like button, subscribe to Jeff Wybo.
Perfect, thank you, buddy. And you live at our mansion right now, and I wanted to bring you onto the YouTube channel to teach everybody what's been going on in your life and how you've got to this position you are now. And I guess we have to go back, what, 8 months now?
Yeah, right, about 8 months.
How did you end up meeting me and eventually Matt McKeever?
Yeah, so I started off, I had a painting / renovation business, and I started like getting really bad pains in my back, and so I was like, man, I got to figure out a way to like do something that's not going to kill me, right? So I started listening to YouTube videos and podcasts and stuff like that, and I found out these guys in London are actually doing some real estate investing. So I was finding a ton of American information, and there's nothing Canadian until I found Matt McKeever and Jeff Wybo and all those guys. So when I went on the On Fire podcast, I really loved that one because they're interviewing a lot of it Ontario people and Ontario investors. And then I heard Jeff Wybo, like Jeff Wybo's name was everywhere pretty much. It was like, who is this Jeff Wybo guy? Yeah, I was on Spotify scrolling to find Jeff Wybo's name, and his name came up, and listening to the podcast. I was at the gym, I was working out, I remember, and I found out he was a sergeant in the Canadian military, and I was like, that's interesting, a sergeant in the military, now a real estate guy. And then it's funny because my brother is a master corporal in the Army, and I thought maybe he knows my brother. So me being with a little bit of a background in sales, I know the best thing to do with someone you're prospecting is to build rapport.
I was a target.
Yeah, so I slid into this guy's DMs, and it was pretty easy actually. Maybe not now that he has 50,000 followers on Instagram, but yeah, so I slid into his DMs, and I just asked him if he knew Pete, my brother, and he ended up saying, yeah, he's whatever, good soldier, blah, blah, blah. And then I kind of just treated him as a friend, like I already knew him kind of thing, instead of being all like proper and square kind of guy. And I think Jeff liked that. And I asked you about OREC.
And then I tried to sell you an OREC.
Yeah, you did. And you asked me, you're like, why didn't you get an OREC ticket? Why haven't you got your OREC ticket yet? And I said, it's because I'm a and then he just sent the crying face emojis, and I was like, okay, this guy's cool, right? And then I told him I was that guy. I asked him for a discount. He gave me a 20% discount on the ticket, and then yeah, he was like, pull the trigger, and I was like, okay, I have to do it now, right? So I took a screenshot of it right after I got the ticket, and he liked that, and I told him I'd kind of see him in a month, and then yeah, we went to OREC and met the guy.
Yeah, so I guess I'm putting on, that was OREC 2019, right?
Yeah,
so
last
Ontario Real
April.
Estate Conference. Myself and Matt McKeever run the conference in London, Ontario. We've done it 2 years in London, Ontario. We've also done it in Windsor before as well.
Right.
This was the London one, the fairly recent one.
Yeah.
And okay, so fast forward and you show up.
Yeah, so I get to OREC, and so I didn't go to obviously I wanted to learn a little bit more about real estate, but after finding out about these guys, I just really wanted to meet up with them because, like I said, I was listening to a lot of podcasts, reading books about real estate, and everyone was saying, like, your network is your net worth. Like, everyone's heard that, everyone says that, so I was like, okay, I gotta find a good network of friends that are actually doing this kind of stuff. These guys seem cool, so I went to OREC, I talked to Jeff, I met Adam Martin, and I met Matt McKeever, and all that was like the main reason I went there, right? So Jeff was coming off stage at one point, and I was like, okay, this guy's super busy, but I have to talk to him, right? So I kind of I'm walking with him, and I was like, hey, like, Jeff, tell me, like, do you remember me? We talked on Instagram, blah, blah, and he was like, get out of here. No, not really. He was actually really nice about it. And then we kind of chatted, and I just kind of followed him. And I was like, Jeff, what's this mansion you guys always talk about on Instagram and YouTube? And so he told me a little bit about it, and then he kind of was like, yeah, I gotta go kind of thing. And then I felt like I was like following him around the whole weekend. Like I was like watching him. I was like, should I go talk to him? Like, is he busy right now? And then so I ended up like keeping on like poking him and saying like asking him about this mansion thing, and then what did he do again? He sold me on a VIP dinner ticket. So I literally had $167 in my bank account, and he goes, yeah, come to the after party. It's at Moxie's. There's gonna be all like the sponsors, and like Stefan Arnio is gonna be there. Ben Mearson will be there, Matt Piche, Graham Stefan, Matt McKeever, all these big names in real estate. I was like, okay, I kind of have to go, right? But I only have $167, and the ticket was $150.
Yep.
So I was like, dude, I don't know if I can do it. And he kind of like chirped me about it. And he was like, if you want to, go talk to Adam Martin, go send him the money or whatever. So like it took me about an hour to kind of sell myself on the idea, and then I finally did, and I sent Adam the money, and it was like maybe 20 minutes after I sent that money, I won $100 on stage from one of the lawyers that was, he was doing like, that was like his kind of hook or whatever. He was giving out $100 bills if you asked or if you answered questions. So I was like, I got right to the front, answered the questions, got my money back. Yeah, and then
You're a man of action.
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, so got to the VIP dinner, and that was pretty cool because I had to go somewhere to, because it was like a long day. So I went to my buddy's house in London, because I was from Windsor at the time. Went to my buddy's house in London, showered, took a quick shot because I knew I'd be networking, and without a shot, like it's better to network with a little bit of booze in your system. But so yeah, I did that, and then I got to the dinner, but I was the last one there. Everyone was already sitting down at the tables, and I was like, okay, what do I do, right? So I asked the waitress for a chair, and now I have this chair. I'm walking around, and now I have the choice of where I get to sit. So I kind of like look around the room. I was like, where's Jeff? And then I see Jeff and Matt sitting at the end. Like it was a long table. He's sitting on one end. And then he's with Matt McKeever and Adam Martin, the three guys I wanted to meet. And I was like, that's my table. And then Adam is on this side of the table, and he's sitting with a couple other investors that now I know are like big players in Ontario. So I sat right there. I kind of like squeezed my way in and I asked him if I could sit there. And yeah, so it turned out good because Jeff kind of saw me at the end of the table, I think. And then would you ask me about the mansion again, or?
Well, maybe just chatting with you. I barely remember.
Yeah.
It's a long day for us. The VIP dinner is when we can relax too. So it's
exactly,
nice that you were there.
Yeah.
So you were by Stefan Arnio. Is that where you were?
No, it was Adam Martin.
Sean Allen.
Sean Allen and Jen, his wife, and then. So yeah, I was just kind of talking with them, and I kept looking at Jeff, and he may have been looking at me or whatever, but he came up to me after and was like, hey Mike, like I have an open house next week if you want to come by, and then we can go to the mansion, talk to Matt, and kind of see if this is a fit. So yeah, like I don't really know what happened after that, but
yeah, because we had a vacancy, I guess, or in the mansion, and we were eventually, maybe Matt even announced it at OREC, I can't remember, but like we wanted to see if somebody wanted to move in and live in mentorship pretty much. So I was selling a condo penthouse, and you know, it's the middle of my 2 to 4 open house, and you showed up, and you're like, can I come to your open house? And I'm like, sure. And then like, I think you were helping me for a bit.
Yeah.
And then the open house ended, and then we drove to the mansion, right?
Right.
And we ended up meeting Matt, and Matt kind of went over some of your fears of why you should or shouldn't move into the mansion. Like you had a cell phone bill.
Exactly. Yeah.
About how you're ever gonna be able to pay for $78 a month, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. So I had like some expenses, and Matt was like, "Hey, what are your expenses?" Like, because first of all, I was like, "How am I gonna make money?" And he was like, "We'll figure that out. But whatever your expenses are, don't worry, we're gonna cover them." So I was like, "Okay."
You're how old?
I was 24. Now I'm 25.
Okay. So to a 24-year-old, you know, you want to know how to make money, and we're just like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, I have to know. Like, and I'm a pretty analytical guy, and I just like, it was hard for me to just kind of put the trust into these like technically strangers, right? I went back, I thought about it. I had that small business going. I had one employee, and I was like, okay, well, I'll finish this job. Or no, because they were like, yeah, move in next Monday, and I was like, just move in next Monday, eh? Like, okay.
We break things quickly.
Yeah, move fast and break things, right?
You might have to go take some time to think about it, maybe, or.
Well, we were sitting there, and then Matt was looking at me, and I was looking at him. Okay, just give me a second. Let me think about this. And I thought about it. Like, I have this one job. I have this guy that I hired. Whatever. Like, what am I gonna do? And then I was like, okay, I'll finish this job. It'll take me 3 to 4 weeks, and then I'll fire my guy. and I'll move in the moment I'm done. And Matt, it was kind of cool because like I was sitting around these three guys that I didn't know at the time, but I just knew that they're like these big real estate investors in Ontario, and their jaws just kind of like dropped. And I was like, okay, this is cool, right? So yeah, they're like, okay, so you seem like bought into us. We're really bought into you. We'll see you. I came over every Monday for the Monday meetings. And yeah, like then I just moved in a month. and then yeah, now I'm here getting like free mentorship from Jeff and Matt McKeever, and now all of a sudden I'm a wholesaler that is making like real money in real estate from going from like not knowing anything about real estate in January, taking those 3 months to learn a little bit about it, and then in April going to OREC and meeting these guys, and now. And
how much did you make this month?
This month I did about 45K.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a separate video on that. Okay. So if you guys liked any of this content, you want to see more of Mike, well, one, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button right now. But Mike, how do they find you? Yeah, if you want to find me, it's mnowicki on Instagram. That's MNOWICKI on Instagram. You can find it in the description below, so check it out. And if you guys have any questions, make sure to put them in the comment section, and Mike's going to actually watch this video and he's going to comment back to you guys as well. And really appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this channel. And if you could do me a big favor, watch the next 2 videos. Bye!